to listen.
Teacher Chatter.
This is Robin.
And Jill.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
Yeah, it has. Just us a little bit there.
Well, it's all right.
And we are back to
We are
school.
back. New year, new job,
New job.
new life. I
Nice.
mean,
What are we going to do?
it's pretty exciting.
It is very exciting. Very exciting.
I have to know about your job. How you loving it?
What if I said I wasn't? That'd been
Well,
an
that'd be
awkward
pretty
question.
awkward.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I am totally loving it. No, I think it is like the perfect job for me, honestly.
Oh.
All the things that I was like worried about or not sure about have been fine. And things I didn't know that I would love about it, I am loving. Like, I am never bored in it. There's always constantly something to do. And yeah, it just fits me and fits my personality, honestly, I think so well. It's
Because
just
you're
perfect.
always kind of on the go. Isn't that kind of
Yes.
but it's a different, it's not,
Yes.
it's like, that's what I think I love about my job. It's like every day is not the same.
Right.
And you're just constantly busy and you're just interacting with so many different people.
Yes.
It's not the same. Like, and listen, I love a good team, so
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like when you're in the position that, I mean, we are totally different what we do, but we have the same kind of position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you get to work with all kids, all teachers.
Yeah.
It is just exciting.
And that's what I love about it. I mean, I think there's a season for all things, and I loved my classroom time. Got your ice maker cracking me up. Hey, you need to know that Robin, they have a fancy ice maker in here. Yeah.
We're a little bougie.
Oh yes,
It's very
and it's
fancy.
pink.
It's pink.
It's pink.
Very nice.
But yes, so I do love the idea of just being able to be around everybody. Like, I'm around 5th grade teachers and the kids, and 6th grade teachers and the kids, and I love it. And then all things in between. So never boring. And even if I'm sitting at my desk, I'm like madly trying to do something in that moment.
Yeah.
And so it's great. I love it.
Yeah. I always say when I sit down, I feel like I have a million things to do. Like, I'm
Yeah.
constantly nonstop. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's busy, but it's a fun busy.
It is great.
I love it. All right, highs and lows. So you start because we don't want to change anything up.
Well,
why would we want to mix things?
Yeah.
What works?
It was pretty much going in that direction, but one part of my job is that I get to see all the kids in the building, and one week it's 5th graders and one week it's 6th graders, and this week it was 5th graders, which I'm not as familiar with, right? They're new to our building.
Yes.
And I have loved getting to know them.
Aww.
They have been fantastic. Teachers have been fantastic as they're bringing in the kids. And the kids were so excited. Like, I would bring in things and I'd be like, there are 10,000 books in this library, all for you. And they'd be like, oh my gosh. And they were so excited for, like, library time was
that's the best.
amazing and exciting for them. And, my husband also teaches the 5th graders.
Yes.
And so, of course, I got to bring in jokes and, with that. And I'm like, and I know that there's another Weedle in the building that you will have, and their faces. And I'm like, Coach Weedle. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, and we're married. And their faces were like,
what? Is that legal?
yeah. And you're like, they're married? And then there's another coach for 5th graders, Coach Spoon. And I was like, yes, my husband's the one that has hair. And, they love that. And I was like,
you know what? I love that you called out Coach Spoon about that. That's amazing.
I know, but I told him, I was like, Coach Spoon knows that he's bald.
Yeah,
like, he
it's not
does
a secret.
it.
It's not a
He
secret.
does it on purpose. Like, it's not a secret.
That's
I was
good
like,
for Coach
and
Spoon. I actually
I'm
love that.
I said, guys, it's like, I'm short. I told the kids, I'm like, it's the same. He knows that he has a bald head. He shaves it off. Just like I know I'm short.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is, And so a lot of the kids agreed. They hadn't been around Coach Weedle a lot, but in the time that we spent together, they thought I was really funny.
Well, you know what? You are. So
Thank you.
I'm glad they appreciate it this
Thank
year.
you.
I appreciate that.
My low is in my position. I also deal with a lot of technology.
Oh.
And my low with that is I am not a technology guru, and I am learning. I am a learner.
Yes.
So, right? So I am learning a lot this year, and I am just going to make a public apology to Tyler, who comes over to our building and is our tech guy, because sometimes I know that there are things I should have known how to fix it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I am learning.
But at least you admit it. That's half the problem.
And he
half the have to step in the right
He
direction.
is so patient with me and like helpful on things. I mean, the couple of times that it was really a cord that wasn't plugged in that he helped with, he didn't make me feel like an idiot.
You know,
And
I
I've
can't wait
learned.
till I see him. And see.
I know he's also in this building, but I'm gonna make sure that he likes my building better.
Well, listen, I'm gonna have to really work hard.
Yeah,
You know
because
what?
I got a head start this year.
You did. 'Cause you did. You didn't start off. And listen, I was working hard for our guy Miguel
Yeah.
to like us better than West.
Oh,
So I was, offering
then-
treats and
Yeah.
everything, and boom, he left. So obviously I wasn't doing a good job. Now I'm behind with you,
Yep.
with Tyler.
I
Now
know.
he was in our building before, so maybe I don't
middle
know.
school's pretty awesome.
I'm gonna have to work really hard, Tyler. I'm gonna
So-
have a meeting with you this week. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this,
No, Tyler, don't worry. Ignore her. All right, what about your highs and lows?
Okay, well, my high is, listen, we just have a great group of teachers. And, every year I always like the teachers I work with, but sometimes my kids move on up. So I get to work with new teachers. And it's always fun. Like, you get so close to those teachers. So, like, last year I got close to the teachers I worked with until this year, being in different classes and classrooms and stuff like that. They've just been so great to work with, and they're so appreciative of your help. And it's just been a really nice start of the year.
Good.
It's been a little stressful, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been great with the staff and doing that. So that's my high.
That's awesome.
Now my low. Listen, I know we've had this conversation a million times.
I looked over your notes and I was like, oh, here we go.
Listen, I want to be on a budget. I do.
Yeah,
I want to be a budget person.
Do you
It feels like the
want-
right thing to do.
It feel okay.
Okay.
It feels
I want
like
to be a responsible adult.
it's not that you want to. It just feels like
I want to be rich. Okay.
you want to be a responsible adult
Yes.
with your finances.
So Dave and I decided last night. Now listen, we're very
Last
lucky.
night?
Dave and I decided we would sit down and look at how where our budget is. Because listen, we always have a nice budget that looks great on
Yeah.
paper.
Uh-huh.
Like we have it where everything goes. We have picker upper money. We have going out money.
Mm.
We have everything. Like everything's good to go. You know what I
You're
mean?
going out money, all of it.
Listen. No, it's
You know
not.
why I say that?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But
Oh.
we thought we would add up how much money we've spent eating out the month of August.
Uh-huh. How
I will not share because I'm embarrassed.
No.
It is so awful. I'm embarrassed. And it was very sad last night to figure this out. I've got to start eating at home.
That's a tough one.
I don't eat at home.
You don't like to.
I like to. I like to be
Do you
at
like
home.
to cook?
No.
Yeah. You don't
But-
like to cook.
But I like
I like to
being
cook.
home the whole evening because it seems like I
Yeah.
have when I'm home, like
Yeah.
when we eat, you have like the whole evening. It seems like a home.
Right.
When you go out to eat, by the time you get home at 6:37,
Yeah.
you gotta, you know what I mean?
True.
Well, listen, I need you to
Did you
keep me
figure
coming.
up gas in there too?
Mother Pearl, it was already bad. I'm not digging deeper. Now, I did tell Dave we haven't really bought a lot of groceries. So that does make me feel a little bit better. Like the good news is I'm not buying groceries and eating out.
Yes.
We just don't buy groceries.
You know what? And this
So that
is,
helps a little
this is
bit.
when we know positivity is in your top 5 strengths. I'm not buying groceries. You're right.
But I am buying some groceries because we're eating lunches now. We're back at school.
Yeah.
So we have bought some groceries.
Mhm.
And so,
And you're not paying the chef at home.
no.
If you were paying yourself,
Yeah.
no, yeah. That's
Yeah.
let's
So
do that.
anyway, I'm starting, September's new. When this comes out, I will be eating at home during the week. Not the
all
weekend.
week?
Yes, 4 days a week. Let's do 4 days a week. I'm gonna stay strong. 4 days a week,
So
and on the 5th. Well, let's talk about this. We need to clarify. I don't feel like Friday's
When
the week, so Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday, you're eating at home.
Yes.
And what happens? What is the consequence if you don't?
No.
I feel like this is gonna be super strong. I mean, the only reason I'm
I-
saying is we've been friends long enough
We
that this has happened a few times. Yeah.
Every day of my life.
Yeah. So I just was like,
What
maybe there needs to be a consequence.
What do you think the consequence could be? I don't get to eat out on the weekend.
Yes.
Well, I'm already eating out during the week, so I don't feel like I can.
So you can only do, well, maybe that needs to be more of a consequence. What's something you really like besides eating out?
I like picker uppers. Those are those extra things you buy yourself when I have a certain
you have
amount.
to, you have,
Maybe
okay.
I get deducted from that.
Yes.
I picker out whatever This is it. Whatever money I spend over my weekly budget has to come out of our picker-upper money.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, good job.
That's the plan. Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Write it down, though.
Okay.
And now you've told our audience.
Picker-upper punishment.
Picker-upper punishment.
Okay. All right.
So now our audience knows.
I'm going to do better.
I can't wait to see what they.
Yes,
what
this
happens.
next week. I feel good about it.
Okay, I feel good about this next week.
Yeah.
It's the next week after. But I believe in you.
Okay.
I do.
Thank you. That's what I need.
Well, we can do a checkpoint. Maybe that should be a post. This week, Robin only.
Maybe I should post my pictures when I'm eating at home.
Oh, yeah.
Because Maddie takes it, which is very embarrassing. She takes a picture of what she eats every day and sends to her friends. Well, it's embarrassing because they realize she's not eating at home. So I said, I wish you would stop doing that, but maybe I should start doing that.
Yeah.
Make a collage, and on Friday I should have 4 pictures for everyone.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, I'll work on that.
All right, that can be a to-do list.
All right, so here we go. Back to school. We haven't been together. We haven't talked. I have not even seen Jill except for the Oscars.
Yes.
Which was super fun again this year.
Which, guys, they again had us host.
We keep thinking we're getting canceled, and we get pulled back in.
I really thought we were canceled.
I did. I 100%.
We talked about it.
We knew it when we were okay with it. We're like, listen, we understand it goes to other people.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were going to do it, but it was fine if they did.
Yeah.
But we got pulled back in.
Right. I think it's still funny though because when they give us the mics in front of 1,100 people, that's funny. And they know, but we're safe, right? They know a lot of things might happen or come out of our mouths, but
they know we have a line.
Yeah, we'll be safe. Yeah. Individuals with a microphone. I did tell Robin. I said I think it's funny though because there are some people that is their worst nightmare. Right? That they would be on stage in front of the people. We love it.
We do love it.
It's great.
It's amazing.
I mean, we're getting nervous.
Yeah.
But it's fine. We get up there and it's fine. But then they do think there are some individuals out there that are secretly jealous.
Oh, listen. How could they not be?
I mean.
How could you not? You're like,
how could you not be?
Listen, how could
some people would die and that is their worst nightmare. And some people, we're living their dream.
But you are like the one time that you're like a rock star. Kind of.
You know what I mean? As much as you can be
in a teaching profession in a small city of Ozark.
Yeah.
That's when you get to be a rock star.
Yeah.
And I have to say, they threw Dennis Fott in with us, which let me tell you, he was funny.
He was good.
He was funny. He worked, we told him he needed to step up if he was going to be a part of this, and he stepped out. That was him when he put that mustache on, that was hilarious.
Dennis has Steve Harvey. It doesn't get much better than that,
It was a good time.
It was a good time. So, thank you for letting us host the Oscars, and we're here at least for how many more years?
5 more years.
Oh,
we got time.
Yeah, 5 more years, and then I got to find a replacement.
Listen, I'm pretty sure we'll be replaced within 5 years. I don't think we have anything to worry about, but
I did have to laugh because Cruz's teacher this year is new to the district, and she told me whenever I introduced myself at Cruz's Meet the Teacher, and she's like, "So, you get up on stage at the Oscars," and I was like, "Oh gosh, that's one of my kids' parents." And she's like, she's new, she has no idea anything, and then her reaction was that. And I also teased my high school student, my Race. That I might mention his football coach's names just to see what would happen to him the next day. And he was like, "You did," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got up on stage and I said blah 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 blah," and he was like, "You didn't. You did not say that." I'm like, "No, I didn't."
Even though I thought about it.
Even I was gonna be like, "Hey, me waking up early all summer long for football practice."
That's the worst. I feel for you.
No, it was fine, but I just, it's a good time. So yes, the Oscars happen.
Okay.
Back to school. I have my new job.
Yes.
And my famous line right now is, "It's a good thing I have ADHD." Because and I'm serious now. I don't have the hyperactive one or whatever. But
got
it's
ADD.
Someone told me this week that's not a thing anymore.
ADD?
Yes. They said it's ADHD non-impulsive or something.
I thought they got rid of the H.
Oh, I don't know. But
anyway,
in all seriousness, I do believe it. Yeah. I am the ADD, attention deficit. So my mind's in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But because of that, I have dealt and have understand coping mechanisms.
Yes. Yeah.
because in my job, I will be in the middle of doing something and have to leave it right then.
Yes.
And I have to then come back.
And get back started. Yes.
Yes. And so I have, like, people have also joked about my to-do list.
Yes.
I have like 2 on paper and one in a journal and then one on my phone. And they are different levels of importance. The one in the journal is like, today, these things
This has
must
to
be done.
Okay.
On paper, it's like, these are things you need to create eventually. These are the things you need to do eventually.
Okay.
And then the ones in my phone are like, this person stopped me in the
Oh,
hall
I know.
and needed this.
Oh.
Make sure you go check that later.
Listen, you're better than me. I tell people, email me. If you don't email me, I can't
Yeah.
because I'm that way
I
by the
tell them
time
that too.
because I'm like, I will forget by then.
So, great.
Yes.
You know, like I have that and I, again, wear many hats.
Uh-huh.
And I need that in my life
Yes.
because I could get bored otherwise.
Yes.
So, it's great. Like, people think becoming a librarian, I had people say, ugh, are you going to like that? And I'm like, yes. I don't think you know what they do anymore.
No,
And then
it's not your old school librarian.
I mean, people almost looked like, are you crazy
Like-
at me with it? And I was like, guys, it's going to be great. And it's been great. So.
And I don't think people realize this, like how many distractions you get a day. Like how many, I think that's one thing I'm like, listen, and you're right. Like,
yeah,
I have been interrupted probably, especially today, 6 or 7 times from what I'm supposed to be doing to go do something else.
Yes.
It is constant that way. Now, for our personalities, it's great because we're fly by the seat of our pants people and we actually excel on those things.
Yes.
But I will tell you, if that is not your personality, do not take one of these jobs.
No.
Don't take it because it could be very overwhelming for people.
Man,
it could be.
If you were a person that like has to start a task and finish a task, you would be miserable.
Yeah, you go to the mental place.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because there are times I'm like, oh, well, I guess I gotta go do that. And then I'm like, you can, and I'll like write it down. You were in the middle of doing this and then come back to it. Like, but no. This is not for everybody, for sure.
I love it. Well, listen,
Yes.
this has been, I'm going to talk about this week. And so this week has been color week at school. So each day the kindergartners celebrated color.
Yes, I did.
And we dressed to support them in that color. Okay.
Yes.
Well, my good friend Nikki Garner took the academic behavior, academic interventionist job. So we get to work together again, which is really fun because we worked first grade many years together and we're very, very good friends. Well, I did not realize till today that in her mind, she's been giving teachers rewards for looking the best in that color. Okay.
What?
Yes, she loves a good contest. So she
so
was
in
saying,
her head?
Yeah, like she hadn't told anyone, I don't think. Okay.
Ah.
But today she said to me, you know what? Now I need to clarify that I'm the first person she sees because we get here early because we're getting old, so we can come early and stay late because we don't have anything else to do. So anyway, she said, I love your green color today. You win the color award today. So I felt good about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is a good color, green.
It is. You look great. Green looks great on you.
So she walked out. 10 minutes later, she came back and she said, listen, I'm sorry. You're going to have to share their award with Keisha Worgler. She's a follower here because she has a darling cute dress on. Well, I'm not going to lie. I did not have a good spirit.
Yeah.
And Keisha was there and I said, I'm not happy about this. You already gave it to me. You should not give it to someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You shouldn't. That's rude.
Right.
Then I saw Nikki at lunch. She said, I should not give it to, because now I've actually seen 4 or 5 people that look amazing in their green outfits.
Why did she even have to tell you?
Listen.
Why didn't she just tell them they won
I told
and then
her,
everybody could have been happy?
When you give an Oscar, do you take it back? And you know my friend Laura Snow said, what is this, the Paris Olympics? You give a medal and then take the medal back?
Don't give it back.
I said, I'm not going to, because you know what? You gave it to me. Now, I'm the first to say those other people looked amazing.
Yeah.
But they were not given the award.
Yeah.
So why should they get it? Now you're saying, what kind of award is it? It's nothing.
It's a mental award, but it means a lot.
It meant a lot to me. And so I'm disappointed in her. Nikki, I'm disappointed. I want you to know that. I know this is hard for us to talk about, but
But you have to be open with your friends.
Yes. And you know what? You don't just give people and take it away.
You hurt her feelings.
Yeah, my bucket sucked dry.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And here's the thing, Nikki. You know what you could have done? Just not tell Robin that you were giving the award to other people. And you could have handed out 5 today.
Yeah, and no one would know.
Yeah. You didn't have to say anything.
Yeah. Shame on you, Nikki. had the budget and this 2 days in a row. No wonder I'm feeling sad. I'm in the blue zone right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, speaking of which, so sorry, I'm gonna jump a little here,
Okay.
but it's blue zone.
Okay.
I again see kids all over, and I talk to the kids in the hallway. I don't know names. I mean, I just know all. Here you go. So I see a kid this other day, and I was like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And I've talked to him numerous times. He's like, like 5th, 6th grade, and he's like, "Well, I'm in the blue zone."
Oh, my heart is so happy.
And I was like, I had to pause because we don't talk like that. Like, I don't even know what that means hardly, but I knew by his face that he must have been sad. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry that you're in the blue zone. And he's like, I just don't feel good. and he had all these different things. And I was like, well, buddy, I hope that you get out of that blue zone. And then I couldn't remember what would be the best color. Is it green?
Green.
I almost said red.
No, red is you're out of control.
And I thought, I know, but in my mind, I was like, I'm pretty sure red is really bad. I'm like, what's better? What's a good color, though? Because I love red.
Yeah, well, listen, you don't know.
Green zone.
Listen, no zones are bad, but somewhere you would go to your best work. And green is where you do your best work.
Green. Well,
yeah.
But what about if he just wants to be happy?
That's green.
That's when you do your best work?
Yeah, when you're happy and focused.
And yellow's
calm.
like
yellow's where we stay. We live in the yellow zone.
Oh, what's a yellow?
Where we're excited, we're wiggly and silly.
Oh,
we always
I wanted him to be in the yellow.
And so your heart races a little bit. And listen, I said I live in the yellow zone most of my life.
Oh, I thought yellow was caution.
You know what? We'll have to have a tutoring session.
I know. I feel like, guys, this is when you know I am not in the elementary world. But when he said blue, I knew that was sad.
You knew.
I was like, we can do this. So I am sorry that you and this middle schooler were in blue for a while.
Goodness. You know what?
You're not alone.
Thank you for acknowledging. That's all I need is an acknowledgement.
Okay. Yeah. I was just thinking of a connection with something that maybe you've dealt with this week that I wouldn't in my world. And something I dealt with that you probably don't.
Well, this is perfect. So it wasn't actually to me.
Okay.
But I felt like I was being an excellent friend. Mm-hmm. One of my friends, one of her kids got really upset in her room.
Yes.
And called her an ugly, stupid idiot.
Oh.
And so her room was ugly and stupid and all that, okay?
I would love it if a kid said that to me in the middle school.
And so they were doing that, and it was the ugliest room ever. And now we did laugh because also the same time this was happening, a kid came in our room and spinned and said, "This is the most beautiful place ever." As we teased. But being a good friend as I am,
yes,
I said, "Listen, friend. Mm-hmm. You are not ugly. Maybe a stupid idiot, but you are not ugly. You need to know that. You are very pretty. But there is times you've been a stupid idiot, but you, my friend, are pretty." And so we have laughed and joked about all the time. We're like, because later she's like, "I think I made a stupid decision." I said, "See, you were a stupid idiot."
The kid was speaking the truth on at least 2 of the 3.
But you are not ugly. You are beautiful. Oh. So that's the world that we live in. How about you? Do you have a little stupid idiot, ugly, pretty, fat thing?
I wish that's what would have happened on this situation. So I was teaching my little library lesson and noticed, let's say, some inappropriate hand motions.
Listen to me. I need you to know. I could not teach middle school.
Oh my gosh. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm teaching and I'm like, like proximity. So I get closer to the student and they stop. And said student, anyway, I go to the teacher after, I'm like, "Hey, listen, pretty sure this was going on and I'm probably trying to be funny, but I want you to know." Said teacher looks and goes, "He's doing that right now." Walks over and addresses the situation.
Oh my gosh.
And basically was like, "Listen, you know what you're doing. It's not appropriate. And if you do it ever again, you're going to the office." I was like,
I just don't think I could do middle school. I can't live in that mind. I would rather be a stupid idiot. Even an ugly, fat, stupid idiot. I would rather be that. I can handle that.
I was just kind of like, at some point, sometimes, they're middle school and sometimes they don't think, but sometimes they do think and they're trying to be funny.
It's not funny.
But it's not funny.
And it's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was embarrassed after the teacher talked to him about it.
Well, good for the teacher.
Oh, I know. She did a great job.
Yeah.
She handled it perfectly, but it's also hard in my new role because I don't know the kids that
yes,
well.
Yes.
And so I don't know if it's something that's been addressed or
yes.
some of those things. Like I dealt with another behavior during a library lesson, was like, we're going to talk after.
Yeah.
And I dealt with
Yes.
like, hey,
Yeah.
that's not how we do things, blah,
No.
blah, blah. And they were great. But this was a whole nother level. And so I was super thankful to pass that along to the teacher. And yeah, that's what can happen in middle school world.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid
No.
idiot.
Listen, now that you've done that, you're going to think how often you can say that.
I know.
Not to children, but in your mind when people do things.
I can't wait to say it to somebody. Yeah, you stupid idiot. I won't say ugly. That is ugly.
No, that's me.
That is
but
me.
Listen, people sometimes are stupid idiots. It just is what it is. You know what
I love it.
You can't help anything else, but you can help being a stupid idiot.
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time you can.
Well, anyway. So
Well,
listen, it's been a good start of the week.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I feel like we could go on forever, but people only have 25 minutes to
Right.
get to school and get started. So
And we're not the Kelseys, so we can't have our podcast go on for an hour and a half.
No.
And make $100 million.
We're doing something wrong.
They're making $100 million. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole different.
Yeah.
That's a whole different layer. So.
So,
all right.
you know what? Just for the challenge, I want to talk for a quick minute about PACE.
Yeah.
I heard you start. We're not starting ours till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, or this Friday. So, tell us how it went.
Okay, so PACE, for you that don't know, is basically just an organization, professional, our educators getting together, Christian to do, and what we do is a little devotional, a little prayer time, and we do it before school hours. Ours is only really about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and so it's great.
Yeah.
Like, it's great to see the other believers and being able to support each other and just praying over our staff in our building and students within that. It's just our teachers there, but just to kind of, I don't know, I think it just takes it to a whole nother level within your school community. And so they had it when it was upper 5-6 building, but they had it really early in the morning and I didn't go, sorry. I came over to North, and North also had a PACE group, and I did make that one because it wasn't as early. And so I feel really fortunate to have it going on still and going strong. It's good. Yeah,
and I think if you're not in a school that can do it where the whole school does it, get with 2 or 3 friends. But I was talking to somebody, and I think I was telling Jill a little bit over the summer. I had a little health scare kind of thing, but it made me think that someone that comes to PACE that I work with came to me like a week before, like 2 weeks before, and said, "Hey, everything going okay, Robin?" And I was like, "Yeah, everything's going." He's like, "You've been laying on my heart. I've just been covering your prayer. I don't know what it is." And I was like, "Well," kind of scared me a little bit. I was like, "Well, thanks. I can always use the prayer." And I kind of blew it off. And then 2 weeks later, we found out some results on things. But I thought, this is why you cover yourself in prayer with friends that pray for you, that are walk beside you, because God lays them on your heart ahead of time. And he has you covered before anything else happens. And luckily my thing was nothing ended up being no big deal. But I do believe part of it was no big deal is those friends that I had here at school that were covering me in prayer when they didn't even know what they were covering. Yep. They didn't know what it was, but God laid it on my heart, and I know he had me in his hand where something could have been really bad end up being okay. And so it's important to have those people and to pray and have those people walk beside you. So really, I challenge you, this teaching's hard.
Yeah.
And it's getting harder and it can be stressful, but surround you with at least 2 or 3 people. And if it grows to a bigger group that you can do a whole group, that's amazing. But that are praying for you, that you can go with your prayer request, that's looking out to you, that cares about you to carry through this new year. So,
and I mean, I'm glad that that's what you brought to the table this week, because it had been on my heart too. And it's like, be willing to be a person to set it up too.
Yeah.
And I had brought it back to the middle school. It had kind of been gone for a little while, and it was just something God laid on my heart. Like, we're going into a new situation, and it's nothing on me, but sometimes you have to be willing to be a little uncomfortable.
Yes.
And willing to take whatever kind of leadership role that is, or like I said, partner up with some people. And even if it just starts out with your team of people, and then it can expand. But God doesn't want us to be comfortable.
No. No.
So be willing to be a little uncomfortable for his glory, for his good, and for those around you.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you know what? It's good to see you again.
You
I've missed
too.
you. It's good
I
to be
know.
back. It's good to laugh with you. It's just everything's good.
Everything's good.
Everything's great.
We're in the yellow.
I'm in yes.
We're in the green. I'm so
in the green
confused.
with a shade of yellow. It's fine. It's yellow's
I'm
fine.
lime green.
That's what we could be, lime green.
Oh, I
Because
like
you know what? I feel like I do my best work in yellow, but I don't tell kids that. So.
okay.
So.
Lime green.
Okay, lime green it is. Anyway, we hope you have an amazing week. It's great to talk to you guys again and have a super day. This is Listen.
Teacher chatter.
This is Robin.
And